Today on Hong Kong Blu-rays, we're reviewing the Well-Go USA release of Floating City, starring Aaron Kwok. Welcome to HKB. I'm Shaz.
And I'm Leon. If you've only just found us, then it's great to have you with us. And if you like what we do, please consider subscribing to our channel. And if you could give us a like, that would help us out an awful lot.
If you're returning, it's great to have you back with us.
Today's review will be split into two parts. Firstly, we talk about the Blu-ray itself, and on the second half, we talk about the film and our thoughts on it. So, The Floating City was a 2012 release and stars Aaron Kwok. The Blu-ray we have is from Well-Go USA. It's a Region A disc, so if you're in a different region area, you may need a multi-region player to play it. What did you think of this disc, the package, Shaz?
The package, it didn't really have anything other than the film. There was no sort of slipcase or any of the nice details we usually like. So yeah, it's pretty sort of basic, bare bones.
Yeah, minimalistic this time. The picture quality though, on the other hand, on this Blu-ray was pretty darn good, I'd have to say.
I thought so, yeah. Perfect picture.
Yep, no problems with the picture at all, so if that's one of your main concerns, rest easy, it's very, very good. What do you think of the audio, Shaz?
I thought the audio was okay.
Yeah?
I thought it matched the film.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think it demonstrated the soundtrack of the film really effectively. Really good soundtrack on this film. Yeah, again, no problems with it. It might not be the very best soundtrack or sounding disc that you have, but it's a pretty good one, you know.
I think we watched the Cantonese 5.1 and so it was good, but I think we tried the other version on the disc.
The 2.0.
Yeah, and I think we thought that one was slightly better.
Yeah, strangely, because this, like I say, was a 2012 film, but it did seem to sound better through our Sonos soundbar. So depending on your setup, you may want to try both different soundtracks. Give it a little trial run before you watch it. Subtitles, Shaz?
They were pretty good. The only downside I found was that sometimes they blended into the background, so a little bit unclear in a couple places, but so it was only minor. Yeah,
that is a little pet peeve of ours. You know, when we're watching a film and reading the subtitles, we like to be able to read them easily, so you know, we can mark down a little bit for that sometimes, but they were, you know, grammatically pretty good, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so for this disc, we are rating the package a 1.
The picture, 5.
The audio, 4 stars.
And the subtitles, 4 stars.
So this film, a little bit different for an Aaron Kwok film, as in it's a straight drama. We both are pretty big fans of Aaron Kwok. We love his style, we love his films. We heard about this film and we thought, let's see him push dramatically. And I've got to say, I was pretty impressed. What about you, Shaz?
Yeah, me too. I was really impressed. So I thought it wasn't just acting. I really felt the portrayal of his character, you know, through his expressions, everything else, just completely different performance to what we'd seen him in before. And it was nice to see him do that completely different role. Yeah,
he showed a wide range in this. And I think you summed it up really well when you said to me, he's not just acting, but he's using his whole face, a look. He's getting across points of his character with his mannerisms, and he's doing it really effectively. You know, I mean, we always did like Aaron Kwok, but having watched this, I think he's risen a little bit higher, and you know, where I place him in the overall scheme of things, I think this was a magnificent performance from him. And you know, just before we go on and make it sound like the Aaron Kwok show, we've got to say there's quite a few good actors in this one, isn't there?
Yeah.
At the beginning of the film, his mum's played by Josie Ho, another one of our favourites. Some of you guys might remember her from like Dream Home. She's very good, I thought, as his mum. You know, obviously she's not. The time that she's in the film, there's like a young boy that's playing Aaron Kwok's character, and you know, otherwise it might be a little bit difficult. This movie spans generations, it spans decades, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
And the evolution of his character throughout the ages is really, really good. Basically, the boat people, aren't they? At the beginning, Josie Ho's character, she's out on the boat, she has a miscarriage. There's another young lady and she has a child that she doesn't want. She ends up selling it to Josie Ho's character and she thinks she can't have any more children. This child is the one that grows up to be Aaron Kwok's character. And she does manage to have other children with her husband, and quite a few of them at that. And as he grows up, he gets teased by other boat people, the other kids, saying, "Oh, your mum's not your mum, your dad's not your dad." And you know, that's kind of always there. But it seems to be like a motivational tool for him, that he wants to better himself. He wants to take himself out of that world and help out his family. He has a real close childhood friend, another girl, doesn't he, that he loses at the beginning after an argument. The boat goes off and then they end up, you know, getting lost in a storm and presumably dead. And, you know, that kind of affects him as well. And he has a relationship built with Charlie Young's character and Aaron Kwok, which I thought was quite nice. It was extremely subtle. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
And though she wasn't like overly stretched with her scenes and stuff, there are some really poignant bits with her character. I think she's really effective in quite a few scenes.
Yeah.
What did you think about Pau Hei-Ching, the lady that plays Alan's mother a little bit later on in the story of the film?
I thought she was brilliant in it. I don't think we've seen this lady in anything else, have we? I don't think so.
I'm not sure. We'd have to go through a filmography because, you know, I'm getting older now and I forget faces, I forget names. But yeah, she was pretty good.
Yeah, I really liked her. She was in it a fair bit, wasn't she? And again, you know, she played her character over several decades.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought she was superb. I loved all of the scenes with her in it. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, there's some really good interactions between her and Aaron Kwok. And one of my favourite scenes later on in the movie is when she's feeling a little bit left out of things. She lets him know about his real mum and has an earring that was hers and sort of gives it to him as almost like a gesture of like, oh, you can go and find like your real mum. I mean,
forget about me.
Yeah, that scene really touched me. See what you guys think. Here's the scene, have a look now.
嗰隻耳環啊，係你親生阿奶嘅，跟蘇蝦嚟㗎。
耳環，跟我一齊嚟。
So, what about you? What scenes did you like?
The one that stood out to me most was when Aaron's character Chen was still young, quite youngish. He'd left the sort of boat work and had a job somewhere else, and I don't think he'd sort of seen his dad as much, and the dad just turns up to see him to have a chat with a bottle of beer or something, and yeah, you really felt like the dad wanted to sort of speak to him, even though I think they'd had a bit of a funny relationship in the past, hadn't they?
Yeah, that was a pretty fantastic scene, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he just sort of sits on the step and sort of just spends a very brief moment with his dad and has a quick swig of beer, and I don't know, it just felt really sad.
Yeah, really sad, but really real.
Yeah.
And it said a lot without saying too much.
Yeah, yeah,
Very understated scene.
yeah.
Here's a little clip of it now. Take a look. So yeah, there are a few of the characters in this. There's the lady that's quite educated, the Chinese lady, high up in the company. What was she called? Was it
Feel?
Theon, played by Annie Liu. She was very good. She becomes kind of attached to Aaron Kwok's character. I'd say, although she was quite good, she was probably the weak link in the film for me. You know, compared to some of the others, she didn't feel quite as up to scratch. But that is a minor criticism. You know, we've got to be really picky in this one because the level of drama is so high, isn't it? Yeah. And yeah, I really dug this film. I'm not ashamed to say, you know, I had a couple of tears like streaming down my face. I think as I'm getting older, I'm getting pretty soft now. But
well, it was very poignant, wasn't it? It was very sort of lump in the throat moments in it, and very touching as well.
Yeah, well, I'm going to blame it on the performances. I just think they were that good.
They were that good.
Yeah. And for me, this film, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Well, I'm giving this film 9 out of 10 as well, because I just feel it was truly amazing.
Yeah, it was. And folks, just so you know, we don't always agree on every film. There are differences, but we just happen to have picked one or two after another that we've happened to see eye to eye on. So, Shaz, would you recommend?
Yes, most definitely. What about you?
Yeah, me too.
And what's the availability like on this one?
Right, so this Blu-ray from Wellgo USA, it's a little bit hard to get hold of now. I'll have a little look on eBay's and Amazon and see if I can find a copy. If I can, I will put a link in the description. I know there's also a Hong Kong release of this, so I'll have a little look for that too. And any copies I can find, I will put in the description below for you. We hope you've all enjoyed this review. We'd like to thank all of our followers on social media, all the subscribers and all our viewers.
Next time on HKB, we're reviewing something beyond Hong Kong, Crazy Rich Asians, starring our #1 Hong Kong actress, Michelle Yeoh.
Yes, we hope you enjoy this. It's a slight deviation from our norm, but we thought, you know, we'd add another string to our bow, just throw a little curveball out there. Let us know what you think. We look forward to hearing from you. And yeah, we will see you next time. And remember, folks, be true and buy the blue.